Hi, this is Little Dwarf playing games while rambling incoherently into the microphone, and why? Well, just because I can, and I continue with Invisible War Blind. Now, last time I killed myself by going through this metro tunnel, so let's not do that again. I'm not going to buy a pass yet because I'm not sure if I need one, and to be honest, it would consume most of my credits, so let's wait with that for now and explore the rest of the city hub here. Now, where was I? Okay, I remember. I originally came from down there, so let's explore this part. It's a historical site that might be interesting. Nightclub.
Seek a higher path. Seek order. Join us for worship at the Hartford Turbine Factory in Lower Seattle. All are welcome.
So apparently it's a preacher for the order.
Brainwash more mercenaries?
How do you mean?
I'm talking about the attack on Tarsus. Is that what you do when people won't listen to your sermons? You murder them?
Brother Lamar spoke to me when he entered the Enclave. He and his seekers are sworn followers of Her Holiness. They would raise their hands in battle only if provoked.
Well, that's not exactly what happened, though. Although the existence of this character, this public preacher here, answers some of my questions about the order because it confirms that it's pretty much an established religion that's operating openly, which makes it a little weird that they perpetrated what was essentially a terrorist attack, openly proclaiming their identity. You would think it would create some kind of public backlash. Although, then again, their leader, when she contacted me through the intercom there, she said something about like they were overzealous. Maybe it's a renegade faction within the order that attacked the Tarsus Academy. But also, what she's saying is not exactly true because and it also was weird for me because despite claiming that they were trying to liberate us and whatever, they were pretty much straight up hostile, and they were killing people, not only like beating them up, but straight up shooting them with sharp ammunition. So I'm not sure, but I'm definitely not going to kill her in the middle of the streets because one, that's a little bit extreme, and two, it's probably highly illegal. With her operating here in the open, it would seem she's under the full protection of the law. So I think I'm just going to inquire for more information. I can always oppose the order later, but for now, I just want to know what they are about.
You could be telling the truth. Who knows? Tell me more about your faith.
I used to live here and believe everything Dumier said until I realized that enclaves do the real brainwashing, convincing people it's a free market where everyone can succeed if they work hard enough, when in fact it's all controlled to keep the wealth in the hands of a select few. I'm trying to wake them up. Once I was like you, mindlessly consuming, but you've always felt something was missing. Join the Order and let Her Holiness help you find it.
Who's Dumier, though? I'm not quite sure. Don't remember that
Your
name.
life is out of balance, too focused on objects and acquisition. Shed the fear and greed that drives you.
I wonder.
Reconnect with the inner order that you have
Let's
denied for
go a
so
little
long.
farther to stop hearing that. I wonder if the attire of the order, the hood, cloaking their eyes, if it has any kind of significance. Because to me, it almost seems a little suspicious. Maybe it's supposed to be symbolic of something, but if anything, because she was saying how she was blind before, but if anything, she's blind now because she's cloaking her eyes. So I wonder if it's supposed to foreshadow something, like the order being manipulated by some force, and its followers sort of blindly, quote unquote, following its directives, even though they don't really know why. Where does this Old Seattle overlook? Okay, so this is, I suppose, the historical site they were mentioning. And there's a camera, a turret. Because It's like a shop front or something that I could theoretically rob, but I'm not going to, first of all because it seems dangerous, and second, it seems kind of scummy. Like, I generally try to, be nice when playing games, although I already robbed a couple of recruits at the Tarsus Academy, so there's that. Not quite sure what I'm looking at here. Some kind of railway? And this definitely seems like an important structure, but I was promised an overlook of the historical Seattle, and this doesn't look like much, really. It's concrete over there, I think. So it's overall not at all impressive. Okay, I can also hack ATMs, much as I could in the first game, but I'm also not going to do that for the reasons I already mentioned. So what else is there to... Oh, okay, that's the emerald suits. I definitely need to visit that because there's a...
Holiness is waiting for you. She will help you.
There's a... an apartment of an Asif there, and I'm supposed to find some information there. This is a nightclub, also potentially useful as a social hub, so I'm going to visit that. But unfortunately, it seems it's going to require another map transfer, so I'm worried that the game might crash, but I don't have much choice, so I'm going to save and let's hope it's going to work. Yeah, this game unfortunately is rather unstable for me. Her Holiness Order Global Leader, blah blah blah, and control, blah, blah. Some info about the structure of the order. Hello?
Welcome to Club Vox. We've got the latest NG Resonance Sim, the best music, and even a VIP club for your more private exchanges. You can pay the cover for the main club here.
What's so great about this club anyway?
Besides the usual offerings, we've got the latest NG Sim on the second floor. The owner usually hangs out up there where he can watch everything. If you need more privacy than the ground floor can offer, you might ask him about the VIP club. The stairs are on the right just after you enter.
Thanks.
I suppose. Yeah, I can't enter without buying a ticket, but what I'm wondering if it's one time, if I'm supposed to just pay once and then I can go in whenever I want, or is it supposed to be every time I visit? Because if it's the latter, then I'm not really sure if I need that at the moment, and I don't have much money. But then again, if I don't visit it, then it's going to be content.
Take your nonsense somewhere else.
I'm thinking here, that was a little bit rude. Content that I'm going to miss, so... Yeah, you know what,
Welcome to Club Vox. We've got the latest NG Resonance Sim, the best music, and even a VIP club for your more private exchanges. You can pay the cover for the main club here.
Yeah, I'm going to pay it.
Here you go.
Have fun.
Anything to add?
You only have to pay once.
Okay, that's good to know, actually. Okay, that's the VIP lounge, public terminal.
Great place to meet chicks, huh?
Well, I don't know yet.
As survivors flee the remains of the city.
I wanted to listen to that.
Time again for a dark bullet!
The guards are just SSC grunts. They have pretty jumpy fingers where strangers are concerned.
Hello.
One question, Chief. Chicago. Who programmed the nanite detonator? Why didn't we know about it? What is the WTO going to do about it?
Clearly, anyone capable of planning such an operation.
I think this is a humanitarian crisis, but also a political crisis. WTO enclaves have thrived because the WTO offers oases of stability in an unsafe world. Will this no longer be a truism post-Chicago?
I think it will, because...
This is what I think the WTO should do. Hang keep out signs at every checkpoint and replace those SSE flunkies with WTO military.
Always
The
telling me
failure
to
in this
hire
case of the aerostat perimeter doesn't...
Okay, it's really
Thank you, Chief Morgan. This has been another Todd Bullet!
As survivors flee the remains of the city, they wonder how or why this disaster could have happened. The damage was not caused by any sort of explosive or missile, but rather by an agent that seems to have dissolved the very substance of the buildings. We still do not know who is responsible, but the totality of the destruction leads many to wonder whether this may signal the beginning of yet another collapse.
That was a really poorly handled interview with the presenter always cutting off the WTO representative, which I guess was supposed to be this way because it signifies the way the media doesn't really care about what you have to say. It only cares about the narrative it wants to spin. But also, from a technical standpoint, it was really poorly done because you could see that there was this really long pause every time the WTO representative was talking, and you could really hear that it didn't at all seem like she was being interrupted. It was pretty obvious that the actress was just told to stop by herself, and there was this really long pause between her question, her statement and the presenter, so that was rather poor. And I'm still not quite sure what the SSC stands for, but I'm sure it's going to be elaborated upon later on. Vox. Okay, this is closed. Probably not wise to trying to get in there in full view.
I'm just a bouncer.
Let's look around and talk to people.
Hi there. Afraid I'm trolling for bigger fish, Buck.
Don't suppose I can dance. Oh, Minister of Culture. That's interesting.
Quite an uninhibited young fellow, aren't you?
What do you mean?
I saw you looking at me from across the room, and then you walked right over. How nice. Ever since I became the Enclave's Minister of Culture, most people treat me with a certain chilly deference.
I'm new to Seattle. I didn't know who you were.
Oh, well that explains it then. I have a couple of drinks here every night, and every night I go home to an empty penthouse.
Well, I'm sorry, but if you're looking for someone to,
Hush, hush. Let an old man have his pleasant thoughts. Would you do me a favor?
What's that?
Tell that gentleman at the table over there that I'd like to invite him to my penthouse to discuss his sculptures over a glass of sherry.
Why don't you tell him yourself?
I don't know. I just freeze up whenever I try to mix business and pleasure.
So was this guy hitting on me? Well, I have nothing against it. It was just unexpected. And also, it's kind of weird that such a high government official is just hanging in a club like that. But I guess I could relay his message. It seems harmless enough, unless he's like a serial murderer or something. And it might score me a favor with him later on, so let's...
Hi there.
Well, hello again.
Just wanted to let you know that the man at the bar, Seattle's Minister of Culture, would like to invite you to his penthouse to talk about your sculpture.
Oh, I know quite well who the minister is, and how he likes to do business. I've been trying to catch his eye. Tell him I'll meet him at his penthouse in about an hour.
No problem.
Are you his new chamber boy?
Not exactly.
Too bad. He's been watching me for almost a week. I'm glad he finally...
So I guess these are his bodyguards.
Evening.
I'm on duty right now.
Which is interesting because I'm a little distracted by the music here. Because it seems then that the WTO is sort of very much intertwined with the government because they are protecting a minister of the government. But then again, I thought WTO stood for World Trade Organization, so it's on one hand it's kind of weird, but on the other it's definitely understandable because in a world like Deus Ex's, in the cyberpunk genre in general, there is this sort of blurry line between a private corporate business and governments. You see very much the rise of power of private corporations to the level that they can actually rival the power of the government, or maybe in this case, I suppose I'm going to find out later, very much become the governments. So, but let's talk to the minister again.
What is the little sprout's answer?
He said he'd meet you at your penthouse in an hour. He seemed disappointed that I'm not your new chamber boy.
Would you like to be?
Very funny. You don't seem very shy to me.
I'm serious. I could give you the key to my back stairwell. You could have drinks and hors d'oeuvres ready before we arrive.
Yeah, that's... Like, I don't find this particularly, disgraceful or anything. It's a job, like everything else, and I suppose it might be very interesting because it might lead to me learning some backstage information, so I think I'm going to take it. I wouldn't say I would love to be his chamber boy, but I think it's a nice opportunity, so yeah, why not?
I would love to be your chamber boy.
How precious. Why couldn't you waltz into my life sooner?
You sure you don't want to be alone with the sculptor?
Trust me, 3 is never a crowd. Now chop chop, here's the key to the back stairwell of my penthouse. Stay in the kitchen till I arrive, or the bot will take offense. I live at the Emerald Suites. You can get to the hotel's lobby from the upper sidewalk.
Okay, now I wonder if this is a timed event, because I would very much like to explore the rest of the surroundings, but I'm worried that I might actually fail the quest.
The stairwell will take you straight to the kitchen. You'll find everything you need there.
My sculptures? Oh yes, I have plenty to tell him about my sculptures.
I somehow don't think they're going to talk strictly about art. But then again, it's not really my business. And it's completely, understandable. It's the future after all, so you'd think society would get rid of most of its, prejudices. You would just treat homosexuality as a normal, everyday thing, which sadly isn't really the case at the moment. In all countries, especially
again. Time to start drinking.
Especially in Poland, sadly, people aren't really. I wouldn't say it's dangerous to be a homosexual in Poland, but it might be very much uncomfortable, especially like in a rural area. People aren't really used to seeing same-sex couples and public affection, so you might get weird stares, general uncomfortableness and all that. So I for one am glad that the Minister of Culture here in Deus Ex is free to pursue his romantic interests.
Welcome to Club Vox.
Yeah, sure.
My boss is such a complete jerk. It's just a Pequod's coffee house.
Oh, so he was fired from the coffee shop that I visited earlier. But I guess he doesn't have anything to say. What's about here?
Do you see the kitties?
Hey there. I haven't seen you around here before.
Secure area. I'm not going to sneak in all those places because, one, I don't think I really need to at this point, and two, I'm a little bit worried about getting caught and
Everything
killed.
satisfactory, young man? I am the owner.
Just taking a look around.
Pardon the intrusion, but you look modified, am I right? My cousin used to run a clinic.
What do you want to know?
Just a small security matter. I've had trouble finding reliable protection. You see, one of my VIP club members is being framed by a lawyer living in the Emerald Suites.
What's the lawyer say the club member did?
The charges are pure fabrications. It doesn't matter. The lawyer is one Kevin O'Rourke. He lives in Suite 2226. To be blunt, I want him dead.
You're asking me to murder an Enclave citizen?
Tell his bodyguard that you're handling the SMG shipment for an arms smuggler named David Kurzak. That'll get you inside the apartment. Do this, and I will pay you a handsome reward, plus a VIP membership. Repeat anything I just said, however, and you will join Mr. O'Rourke in a long trip to Lower Seattle from the Space Needle Overlook. Thank you for choosing Club Vox.
Okay, that was awfully straightforward. to just propose me with murdering somebody for money in the middle of a club, I don't think I'm going to do it. At least at first I'll try to investigate a little more, because he didn't tell me anything. He just told me, the accusations are a fabrication, kill this guy. It doesn't really inspire my loyalty or confidence in his cause. And as I said, in general, I try to play an upstanding character citizen in games. So
I will keep my word.
Hi, Bill Green, Club Vox Security Manager.
Hi, I'm NG Resonance. What would you like to talk about?
I'm Bud Puckett. Remember me?
Bud, it's been 3 days. How was your date?
I don't know.
Come on, Bud, fill me in. Did you hit it off?
Not really. That so-called dating service ripped me off.
Tell me about the young woman.
Well, first of all, she wasn't young. Hey, NG, I have a question.
Yes?
I know you're just software. Probably have holograms all over the world.
We'll have more fun if you pretend I'm NG.
But I was wondering, does the real NG ever see these conversations, like watch recordings or anything?
Sure, NG loves hearing from her fans.
Yeah?
She's going to, he's going to ask her on
Yes,
date, right?
I love my fans.
Hi, NG. I hope you're listening. I'd like to meet you for real sometime.
Of course I'm listening. Don't be silly.
I'm Bud Puckett. I live in Upper Seattle. Call me sometime, maybe next time you're in town, okay?
Okay, on one hand it's kind of cringy, especially because it's positioned in public like that. You'd think this kind of service would be a little more isolated, but on the other I can definitely kind of relate to this guy, because my own, relationship pursuits weren't exactly spectacular up to this point. So if there were this kind of a realistic quote-unquote AI companion, I'd maybe talk to it like a real person at one point or another, because if you really don't have anyone to talk to, you tend to get crazy, and people aren't really designed to handle being alone for a longer time. Even if you're an introvert, you need someone to talk to from time to time. So anything to...
It's all yours.
Yeah, I guess I can.
Hi,
No?
I'm NG Resonance. What would you like to talk about?
You must know everybody in the club.
Let's talk about you.
Tell me about Bud Puckett.
I like Bud. He's one of my biggest fans.
Lots of bouncers in here. Are they really necessary?
Every society has rules.
But armed guards at a nightclub?
No business can prosper without protection against crime.
That didn't really
Hi,
tell
I'm
me
NG
much.
Resonance. What would you like to talk about?
Know anything about the WTO guards at the bar?
The defense of commercial districts has been the key to economic recovery since the collapse.
I guess you're not a disciple of the order.
I love nature as much as Her Holiness, but nature builds and creates. Perhaps the order is sincere, but they have a public relations battle to win. Hi, I'm NG Resonance.
Okay,
what would
I'm
you
really...
like to talk about?
What about the VIP area? What goes on back there?
WTO security would like to know the same thing. They like evidence for a search warrant.
You know an awful lot about police business.
Like you said, I talk to everyone. If you learn what goes on there, please inform me.
Wait, what? Why would I suppose it's a partial AI inspired by a real person, feeding data from her like social media apps or something. But why would she be interested in such matters? I wonder if maybe it's just a front for like a spy AI for the club owner, because it would be really a perfect way to utilize that. It's this kind of cybernetic companion app. People would really, pour their life story into a thing like that, much as we've heard with this guy, talking about his relationships and whatnot. And it would be a really good way to aggregate and collect personal information about people, which the more I think about is kind of creepy and weird and wrong. And also, I'm getting more and more annoyed by the way this game handles conversations, because I can never be sure if I extracted all of the information out of the NPC. I just have to talk with them over and over again.
Hi, I'm NG Resonance. What would you like to talk about?
I'm Bud Puckett. Remember me?
The chances of you finding a bug in a globally distributed AI construct are 10 billion to 1.
What? I didn't get that. Like, Alex was trying to pretend to be this guy, but I'm not sure what the response was supposed to signify. I guess he was trying to check if she really distinguishes between the users, or if she's just provided with a stock response and changes the names.
Hi, I'm NG Resonance. What would you like to talk about?
I like your music.
I think you're lying.
Hey, I'm a fan. You're not supposed to argue with me.
I'm supposed to make you like me. You like it when I argue.
Okay, that's...
Do tell me if you learn anything about the VIP area.
Don't think I will, because this thing seems instantly suspicious to me. Okay, first of all, let's save, just in case the game crashes when I exit the club, but I think I explored all of the areas that were publicly available, so I think now I'll head to the apartments, to the Minister of Culture's apartment to finish that quest, because as I said, I'm a little worried that it might be on a timer, so... So I'm going to take care of that first, and then I'm going to decide what to do about the guy that I'm supposed to murder. Like, as I said, I'm definitely not going to do that right away, unless I find some concrete information and evidence that he's, you know, quote-unquote deserving to be killed. So...
Seek a higher path. Seek order. Join us for worship at the Hartford Turbine Factory in Lower Seattle.
Okay, so I think this is the last location I haven't visited in this part of town yet. So let's, and I do have a map of the suits. So let's, or it's Sweets, right? Sweets. Yeah. I hope the game won't crash. Well, how could I have guessed? The game actually did crash, so unfortunately I need to try that again. I'm getting a little annoyed with it, but on the other hand, I am generally a very patient person, and I can persevere through technical problems and whatnot if the game is interesting to me, and for now I'm entertained enough with this one. So...
This is WTO Security Chief Donna Morgan. You were told to report to the air terminal. Very well, but do us a favor. The Minister of Culture lives in the penthouse here. We believe he is smuggling equipment and violating WTO import-export regulations. Search his apartment for a vault containing contraband.
Oh, that's interesting. I already have a couple of conflicting objectives. I don't believe I can just take this multi-tool. Although, why would somebody leave it here is beyond me.
You must be a new tenant. I don't recognize you.
What is this place?
This is the Emerald Suites, friend. Home to Upper Seattle's elite. The culture minister himself leases the penthouse. There's a research scientist in 2224. She's hardly ever home. And a high-end lawyer in 2226. What do you need?
Just visiting Upper Seattle.
So many people come to Upper Seattle with high hopes. When I got my work pass, I thought that this job was just the first step to becoming an Enclave citizen. That was 8 years ago. They pay me too little to ever get out of this job. What do you need?
Okay, that's really annoying, the way the dialogue works.
You must know all the ins and outs of this building.
Heck yeah, I've got the keys and codes for every door in this place. They all dismiss me as lower Seattle trash, but I see more than they would like. Someday it's going to pay off.
You watch these people in their homes?
No, that's going too far. I just poke around when they're not home. There's a master code for all the apartment doors. For the penthouse, though, you need the key to the back door since the elevator's out again. Since my salary is a joke, both are for sale, if you're interested.
Yeah, I don't have enough money, and to be honest, I should be able to break in to Nassif's apartment, perhaps with a multi-tool, and I do have the code for the Minister of Culture's apartment, so...
No thanks.
Suit yourself.
But the elevator is indeed broken. Let's listen to the
When
news.
you drink a cup of coffee, you drink Pequod's, because Pequod's is a pioneer of the new economy. Efficient, modern, clean. Pequod's is on the cutting edge of nutrition and biomedicine. Our coffee will whiten your teeth and protect against ulcers. Pequod's, coffee for you.
Oh damn it, it seems whenever I move it breaks the announcement, but...
No one better try anything on my watch.
And this is SCC God,
Hey.
So... I wonder what's the... Maybe it stands for Seattle Security something, but... Let's take a look at the map here. Now, which apartment was the... That's the lawyer's apartment. Okay, so that's Nassif's. I definitely would like to investigate that. But it seems I would have to avoid the guards, so I think first I'll try to visit... the Minister of Culture's apartment. Possibly I can also sneak through the fence to the others, maybe? But... Yeah, I was given this task to investigate him, and it might be interesting to do that, but I'm not sure how that's going to gel with the quest I was given by him. Like, how long will it be until he's back? Because he said I'm supposed to wait for him. Okay, this game is really making it hard for me to like it. What with all the crashes. So I know the minister said I'm supposed to just wait in the kitchen, but I would like to try and investigate him while I'm here. Yeah, I'll try that. Let's save. Oh. Okay, there's a security computer here, which I think I should be able to hack, because I purchased the mod for that. Okay, I think there's a bot, but it seems it doesn't see me at the moment, so let's try. Damn it, it's really inconvenient the way it works, because whenever I move my character, it breaks the connection. So... But can't I disable the turrets as well? And the cameras? It seems not. But I do need to... avoid the bot. She said something about a vault. I guess this is the elevator, which is broken. Oh, damn it. Now, where would one hide his most secret possessions? Okay, this definitely seems like an important area because
tracking threat identified.
Because it had the camera, so
anomaly detected.
This seems like his bedroom. I'm not going to steal his money, not unless I find some proof that he's like really corrupted or something. Oh, I guess the faked moon landing is still... Wait. So that's Spanish, right? Or some language that's pretty close to Spanish. So is that supposed to... Ah, because it's Mars, right? I was sort of confused for a moment. I read it wrong. So it's not a conspiracy about the moon landing being fake, but rather about the Mars landing. So I guess we've proceeded with that already. And I guess it was a Spanish-speaking person that first landed on Mars, but it's disputed whether it's actually happened, which sort of mirrors the true real-life conspiracy theory that, you know, the moon landing never happened and it was staged inside like a film studio. Well, the thing is, in a universe such as Deus Ex's, it might very well be true. I mean, true in the way that it was false, if you know what I mean. Okay, let me try to hack that as well. Maybe it will give me a chance to disable the cameras. That would be quite a great help. Camera off. Oh, apparently I can also use that, which is neat, but okay, open vault. Is there another camera here? I guess this is the bathroom. Medkit. Yeah, I'm a little bit tempted about stealing all of those things, but it seems downright rude. Wait, did something open here, or am I just crazy? And is this supposed to be a bath? It's kind of small. Because it's definitely not a sink. It's too large for a sink, on the other hand, so... What gives? Ah, okay, it's here. that the Tarsus flag? So is he somehow linked with them? That would be weird, because isn't Tarsus controlled by the WTO, which is the exact same organization that wanted me to investigate him? Okay, I'm not sure what that is, but I guess maybe the data cube will elaborate on that. For Nassif, so yeah, he is working with the Tarsus people, which makes me kind of confused. Magrail, not sure what that is.
Looks like people from Tarsus are mixed up in that transaction. I'd like to know why they're running equipment to Mako ballistics, and why a weapon called the Magrail has been commissioned by the Knights Templar. Report to the air terminal. We have a lot to discuss.
Oh, I get it. The Knight Templars were one of the terrorist organizations mentioned by one of the broadcasts, but then again, this is Deus Ex, so it might very well end up being that the Knight Templars are actually right all along, much as it was with the NSF in the first game. So I should be cautious with, let's close that. I should be cautious with ferrying judgment. Seems I can't, which is disappointing, because obviously this very much betrays the fact that I've been here, which I'm pretty sure is going to make the minister pretty pissed with me. Where is the bot though? It didn't. Okay, there are still some portions of the apartment that I haven't visited, so I'd like to do that. But then I wonder where the minister is, like... Oh, damn it. Well, I guess that's it for stealth, because if I destroy the bot, then it's very much going to know I've been here. Like, it's... So, what I'm supposed to do here? Like, I was supposed to prepare the drinks or something? But I'm not sure. Let's take a look at the journal. Did I fail that? It could very well be, like, I've broken into his secret vault, so you'd think he wouldn't have to... he wouldn't have the will to deal with me anymore, but it isn't here. I'm a little bit lost. He was talking about how I'm supposed to stay in the kitchen, so I think there should be like an intercom here so that he can call me where I'm needed or something, but I'm not even sure if he's going to show up at this point. Yeah, I'm really unsure on what to do here. Yeah, I think I failed that. Unfortunately. Yeah, you know what? This episode has been long enough anyway, and with crashes to last me several others, but then again, I'm sure it's going to unfortunately be repeated. Maybe even now when I exit this, but for now, I'm going to save and end it here, so see you in the next one. Bye.